Hello, my dear students. How are you? Hope that you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. In my previous class, I have discussed about transformation of sentence. Today, I am going to discuss about a new topic. Let's start the class. Before starting the class, I welcome all of you to the online class of Naranganj High School and College. This slide is about myself. As you know, I am Sumon Chandra Saha, Assistant Teacher English, Naranganj High School and College. In this slide, I have given some examples for you. You read these examples and tell me which topic I am going to discuss today. Yes, you are right. Today I am going to discuss about tag questions. So our today's topic is tag question. At first, let's know the definition of tag question. A tag question is a question that is added after a statement in order to request confirmation or disconfirmation of the statement from the addressee. Now we will know when do we use question tags. We often use question tags when we expect the listener to agree with our statement. In this case, when the statement is positive, we use a negative question tag. Look at the example. She is a doctor. This statement is positive statement because this statement is devoid of no or negative words. So, when we will write the answer of this statement, we have to use not. And the answer of the statement is isn't she. Again, if the statement is negative, we use a positive question tag. That means if a statement is negative, we will not write not in our answer. Look at the example. He is not here. This is a negative question tag because not is present in this statement. So we will not write not in our answer. And the answer of this question is he. The trains are never on time. This statement is also negative because here never is present here. We all know that never is a negative word. So we will not write not in our answer. And the answer of this statement is are they. We always put a question mark at the end of the tag question. Dear students, you know tag questions are always in assertive, exclamatory or in imperative sentences. Now we will know about some basic rules of tag question of assertive and exclamatory sentence. At first, we will know what is the structure of tag question of assertive and exclamatory sentence. Here I have written the structure of assertive and exclamatory sentence. At first, we have to write auxiliary verb. Then we will write not. Not may be used here or not may be not used here. Then we will write pronoun of subject. Rule 1. If there is an auxiliary verb in the statement, we use that verb to form the question tag. Students, we know a sentence may consist of auxiliary verb and principal verb. If there is auxiliary verb in the sentence, we will use that auxiliary verb to answer that question. Look at the example. Salam is going to Dhaka. In this sentence, is auxiliary verb and going is principal verb. So, when we will write the answer of this sentence, we must use is as the auxiliary verb. Okay, we know, Salam is going to Dhaka. This is an assertive sentence because this sentence has started with subject. Here Salam is subject. So, when we will write the answer of this sentence, we must follow the structure of tag question. What is the structure? The structure is, at first we have to write auxiliary verb. Here auxiliary verb is. Then we will write not. When will we write not? If the statement is positive, then we will write not. But if the statement is a negative statement, then we will not write not. Here Salam is going to Dhaka. It is a positive statement. So we have to write not in our answer. Then we will write pronoun of subject. Here subject is Salam. We know that this is a noun form. So the pronoun form of Salam is he. So I have written the answer of this statement is isn't he. Look at this example. I do not need it. This is also an assertive sentence because this sentence has started with subject. Here I is subject and do is auxiliary verb. As this sentence is an assertive sentence, we will write the answer of this sentence according to the structure. So, according to the structure, at first we will write auxiliary verb. In this sentence, the auxiliary verb is do. Then not. This sentence is a negative statement. So, we will not write not here. Then we will write pronoun of subject. Here subject is I and I itself is a pronoun. So the answer of this statement is do I. Look at the third example. He has retired. This statement is also a positive statement and this is an assertive sentence as this sentence has started with subject. Then then if we write the answer of this sentence, at first we will write auxiliary verb. Here has is auxiliary verb. So I have written has. Then not. When do we use not? If the statement is a positive statement, then we will use not. If the statement is a negative statement, then we will not write not. Here the sentence is he has retired. You know this is a positive statement. So I have written not. Then pronoun of subject. Here subject is he and he is itself a pronoun. So the answer of this statement is hasn't he. I think you have understood this rule. Okay. Rule 2. If there is no auxiliary verb in the statement, we use do, does or did as auxiliary verb. Students, according to the structure of assertive and exclamatory sentence, we know at first we have to write auxiliary verb. But if any sentence is devoid of auxiliary verb, then what do we do? Look at this example. Salam goes there. Here goes is verb. Which verb is goes? It is a principal verb. So this sentence is devoid of auxiliary verb. But according to the structure, we have to write auxiliary verb at first. So what do we do now? In this case, we will write auxiliary verb based on principal verb. If the principal verb in the statement is present simple, we use do or does. But if the statement is past simple, then we use did as auxiliary verb. In this sentence, verb is goes. We all know that it is a present simple statement. So we will write do or does based on goes. As goes is present simple, we will write does. And this statement is a positive statement. So we will write not. Then we will write pronoun of subject. Here subject is salam. So the pronoun form of salam is he. So I have written the answer of this statement is doesn't he. Look at this example. I finished it. Here verb is finished and we know that this is a principal verb. So there is no auxiliary verb. But at first we have to write an auxiliary verb. Which auxiliary verb will we write here? Here we will write did as auxiliary verb because here finished is verb 2. We all know that if the principal verb is verb 2, we have to write did as auxiliary verb. So as finished is verb 2, I have written did as auxiliary verb. And then this sentence is a positive statement. So I have written here not, and then pronoun I. So the answer of this statement is didn't I. Karim wrote a letter. Here wrote is principal verb and it is verb 2. So did is used here as an auxiliary verb or as the auxiliary verb, and this sentence is a positive statement, so not is used here, and Karim is noun, so the pronoun of Karim is he. So according to the structure, the answer of this statement is didn't he. Next, rule 3. Some words like never, rarely, scarcely, seldom, few, little, hardly, bit, barely, nobody, none, no one, nothing are considered as negative words. Students, sometimes you will find some words like never, rarely, scarcely, seldom, few, little, hardly, bit, barely, nobody, none, no one, nothing in a statement. If you find such a word in a statement, you must remember that that statement is a negative statement because these words are considered as negative words. So, when you will write the answer of that statement, you cannot write not. Look at this example. He is seldom found at home. We see that in this statement, seldom is present. That means it is a negative statement. So, we cannot write not in our answer. As this sentence is an assertive sentence, so at first we will write auxiliary verb. Here auxiliary verb is. So I have written here is. As seldom is a negative word, we cannot write not in our answer. So I have not written not in my answer. Then I will write pronoun of subject. Here subject is he and he itself is a pronoun. So the answer of this statement is he. Look at this example. He hardly reads novel. Here hardly is a negative word. So this statement is a negative statement. And when we will answer of this statement, we will not write not. Here verb is reads. It is a principal verb and it is verb 1. So we will write does as the auxiliary verb of this statement. So I have written here does. As hardly is a negative word, we cannot write not in this statement. So I have not written here not. And he is subject and he itself is a pronoun, so I have written he. So the answer of this statement is does he. Students, Look at this rule. This rule is also about little and few. In the previous slide, we came to know that little and few are negative words. Actually, there are two rules for little and few. That means little and few may be negative word or may be positive word. When little and few are positive word, if there is an article like a or the before little and few, then little and few are positive word. But if there is no article before little and few, then little and few are negative word. Look at this example. There is little water in the glass. Here, little. At first, you decide whether little is a negative word or a positive word. We know if there is an article before little and few, then it will be a positive word. In this sentence, there is no article before little. So, little is here a negative word. So, to answer this statement, we cannot write not in our answer. So, the answer of this statement is there. There is a little water in the glass. Here, a little. That means there is an article before little. So, if there is an article before little, it is a positive word. So here a little is a positive word, and we will write not to write the answer of this statement, because this statement is now a positive statement. So the answer of this statement is isn't there. Rule 5. If the subject of the sentence is someone, somebody, everyone, everybody, no one, none, nobody, anyone, anybody, we will use the pronoun they in that question. That means they is used as a pronoun of these words. And the words are someone, somebody, everyone, everybody, no one, none, nobody, anyone, anybody. Look at the example. Somebody came here. Here, subject is somebody. So, we will write they in lieu of somebody. What is the answer of this sentence? Somebody came here. This is an assertive sentence, and this sentence is a positive sentence. So, according to the structure of assertive sentence, at first we will write auxiliary verb, but there is no auxiliary verb in this sentence. Here verb is came. Came is verb 2. So, we will use did as the auxiliary verb of this sentence. And as this sentence is a positive sentence, we will write not. And as the subject of this sentence is somebody, we will write they as a pronoun of somebody. So, the answer of this statement is didn't they. Nobody did it. Here nobody is subject and we will write they in lieu of nobody. So the answer of this statement is did they. Rule 6. If the subject of the sentence is something, everything, anything, nothing, we will use the pronoun it in tag question. That means if you find something, everything, anything or nothing as the subject of a sentence, you will write it in lieu of these words. Everything is similar to you. Here subject is everything. So we will write it as a pronoun form of everything. So the answer is isn't it. We have written here not because this statement is a positive statement. Nothing is certain. The answer of this sentence is it because here nothing is subject. Something should be done. Shouldn't it? Rule 7. If the subject of the sentence is all of us, some of us, every one of us, most of us, we will use the pronoun we in tag question. Example. Some of us came here. Here subject is some of us. So we will write we as the pronoun form of some of us. So the answer of this statement is didn't we. Every one of us wants to be happy. Don't we? Most of us disliked it. Didn't we? All of us supported him. Didn't we? Rule 8. If the subject of the sentence is all of you, some of you, every one of you, most of you, you will use the pronoun you in tag question. That means if you find such a word in a sentence, you will write the pronoun you in lieu of these words. Some of you did it. Here subject is some of you. As this sentence has started with a subject, this is an example of assertive sentence. And this is a positive statement. So I have written the answer of this sentence is didn't you. Every one of you wanted it. Here verb is wanted. It is verb 2. So I have written did as the auxiliary verb of this statement. As this sentence is a positive statement, I have written here not. And as the subject of this sentence is every one of you, I have written you in lieu of every one of you. So the answer of this sentence is didn't you. Most of you disliked it. Disliked is verb 2. So I have written here did. It is an positive statement. So I have written not. And the subject here is most of you. So I have written you as the pronoun form of most of you. So the answer of this statement is didn't you. So students, we came to the end of the class. I think you have understood the rules that I described today. In the next class, I will discuss some more rules of tag question. After discussing the rules, I will solve some examples of tag question. Until then, stay healthy and stay at home. No more today. Goodbye.